but real quick, let me finish this. What I was saying was, part of me as a father, raising two young black sons or whatever else, but I did raise mine to be respectful, and I hate they didn't have that in their life. But so part of me, want I no ain't no part of me. All of me want them to succeed, but all of me also want them motherfuckers to learn that there's fucking consequences and repercussions to your motherfucking actions. You can't go through life doing that shit, and it need to be a stern, real punishment. You know what I'm saying? Where you fucking know. You know what I'm saying? You got to hit them where it hurt.
Right, right. G, what's your initial reaction to Keyshawn Davis and Albright's altercation after the fight? And the brothers, he said that he got jumped.
I mean, he's sure not a smart person. If you think about it, you already messed up some good money, and then on top of that, you're not getting paid. So then, not only do you mess up some money, like Brian said, they gonna most likely try to hit you where it hurt, which means more money. You're gonna have to spend some more money or give up some money. It's just a bad situation. Plus, it didn't look good because the whole city was out to see him, and he spent all the energy building it up and then fucked it up. So you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what you do with a guy like that.
Mm,
I gotta
mm.
make a point. Let's make one point real quick.
Go ahead.
Like he just said, he had the city, mayor, athletes, white people, black people, all people of all kinds in Norfolk, Virginia, and then you go out there and making some nigga shit. That's the problem. Go ahead, dog.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it was just a bad situation. Then, like, if you go deeper into it, it was a showcase for his brothers. You know what I'm saying? For them to really get some shine. You know what I mean? It was a good night. It was a lot of other young fighters on the card, and he just took all the attention. You know what I mean? And it really was like negative attention. And then like your brother lose a fight, which was a competitive fight. I don't know why they thought his brother would knock him out. You know what I mean? It was already a competitive fight on paper. And then for him to lose and then for you to react that way is like, damn, like we thought you was getting better. We was just giving him props on him maturing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, something wrong with that young boy. Something got to be wrong with him because he ain't using his head at all.
Yeah, the clip that they keep showing with him grabbing his kid at the end is
Yeah,
killing him right now.
yeah, because you totally lost all contact of what was going on. Like you forgot your kid was there. You forgot like you just forgot everything. You went crazy, but it wasn't even that kind of situation, which makes
Nope.
me wonder what kind of kid is he for real, for real? What kind of person is he? Because when Andy Cruz walked up on you, tapped you on the shoulder, called you his baby to your face, you ain't had that energy for him.
Yeah,
When
Shakur was
T
Ain't
looking
that
at
some
you like,
shit?
"What's up?"
Ain't that some
when
shit? That's
when
crazy.
Tio
That's
Yeah,
some
remember
shit.
Shakur? He
That's
was like,
crazy. That's
when
crazy.
"Everybody
Tio
got a meme with Shakur going."
when Tio was playing with him and they was side by side at the press conference, you ain't had the energy for him. And then for you to get to the weigh-in and be almost 5 pounds big means you really didn't try. You really wasn't trying. You hit a certain mark and you was like, man, they gonna have to take it or leave it. But then you didn't have that energy for De Los Santos. I really feel like after all that went down, I'm starting to feel like he really didn't want to fight De Los Santos. I'm starting to
Right.
feel like that. Because
That's
that
what you
was
were saying. Go ahead.
go ahead.
Now I was saying that's what you were saying the other day. I don't know, yesterday, the other day, Mill, when you was like, you said they heard the interview about how hard De Los Santos hit and shit. You might be right. That's what it might be looking like.
It might
Yeah,
have been a
bro.
scapegoat. That whole situation might have been a scapegoat.
And I said, you don't think that they seen that because your son was when you hear your son randomly say De Los Santos is
Out
cracking
of
like
everybody,
Tank,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Out of
Yeah,
and then he and your son's been in there with some big guys.
everybody,
yeah,
You know what I mean? That shit
right.
gonna hit you some type of
And
way.
then you put that with Shakur probably talked to him, and you seen Shakur running his ass around the ring. I'm not again, this ain't talking shit, but I'm saying he running around the ring from them damn punches. So you might be like, yeah, maybe this motherfucker really. And hold on, and to put it to you talking all this shit, and you making it where now you almost gotta dominate him. Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know.
And the ball was in his court. He could have fought De Los Santos. We got
Right.
an interview with De Los Santos' coach tonight, and he gonna spill the whole shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, bro.
You know what I mean? He was willing to do the weight clause. He wasn't willing to pay per pound.
These dudes really see. You got real fighters. You got real fighters that know. All right, either way, we in a fight. You know what I mean? You got real fighters, and sometimes they'll do the back and forth with a guy talking shit. But for you to really get all the way into it to the point you want to fight after the fight, and then you got people with you and you hyping them up, I think that's not a leader, man. You know, we people was looking at him as a leader, not a guy like me, because I'm too old. I'm too old to be looking at a 26-year-old as a leader. You know what I mean? He's not a leader. He wouldn't be a leader for me. But to his community, to his people, he was somewhat of a leader. And he brought Michael Vick there. He had Allen Iverson there. Like Brian said, you had the mayor there. And
He had believers. I don't know about leader. Believers.
either way, they following you, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing though. There was nothing going on in Norfolk, Virginia like this. So for you to fuck that up, you fucked up some paper for the entire city. It
Pop
Yeah.
said
was
it already.
it was nothing like this going on in Norfolk, Virginia. So I don't know. I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is gonna be big to come back from, and then I'm hearing some crazy shit that De Los Santos is already in talks of working with Jay Prince, and he might be on the Manny Pacquiao and Barrios undercard and shit. Like,
Yeah, why
It's a
wouldn't
win.
he
It's a
double up?
win. It's a win for De Los Santos. I mean, he did his part. He been out the ring for fucking 2 years. He deserved that shit. So, I
He
mean, he
do.
came to fight. He came one like you said 2 years. De Los Santos is a big guy. I've said I've been on here and said that before. That motherfucker not look. You feel what I'm saying? In fact, he wasn't muscular big. He was just big. He was like he probably had a little some fat over that, but he was big. Like when I saw him, I didn't know who he was. When I first saw De Los Santos. They was like, yeah, you can spar with him. I'm like, who that is? They was like, De La Santos. I said, that's De La Santos? Like, he was big as fuck. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that mean if he was that big then, this was after Shakur fight, he had to cut all of that weight off.
yo, check
Mm-hmm.
this out. Cello was tight. He was looking at Bomac like, you guys couldn't get him in weight. I got this dude coming from 190 to the gym. He came
Yes,
into the gym at
I
190.
believe it. I
Who
believe he was
did?
big,
De
bro. He
Los
was big.
Santos.
He was
Oh
And it
big.
yeah.
made
He was
it made
big.
it made 134.
Yes, he was. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. He was fucking big. That makes sense. He was when we saw that boy. I said, how the fuck is this boy
He be living in
130?
Santo Domingo. He be really doing it out there.
I
Yeah.
said, how
That's
the fuck is he? Hey, look, I said, how the fuck is he 135 pounds? This motherfucker big.
yeah.
But that shit was wild, man.
So, what you think about the Jay Prince saying, "Yo, I could help him out. I could definitely get him some paper," and De Los Santos's team actually talking to Jay Prince and possibly working together.
Like Brian said,
And Shakur, and he said that Shakur has a lot of respect for you. I ain't gonna say everything that was said on the shit, but yeah,
a lot of respect for who?
Dallas Santos.
Shakur got a lot of respect for De Los Santos.
Of
Yeah, I
course
bet
he,
he
of
do.
course, of course he do. But
That
but
shit
this,
right.
of course he do. But the thing is, like Brian said, right? When you in a situation like De Los Santos, you coming off the layoff, and then you stumble over some paper. I'm saying stumble because he was supposed to fight for that money. He basically just made weight and got paid. Now you get to possibly get a bigger fight or just a better situation. So he's actually in a great position right now. So you know what I mean? Him, of course, people gonna want to negotiate with him now. You know what I mean? This shit crazy though. Keyshawn,
Yeah,
but the crazy thing is with Keyshawn, is like, what do you do now? Because he not the
that,
type
that,
he not the type of guy that like to apologize. And then two, can you apologize for this type of situation? When you
that's
do
what
some
I'm
shit like
thinking.
this, can you apologize? You know what I mean? This ain't you ain't step on nobody's shoe. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
And you know what? And you know what? I'm glad we talking. This is also a lesson learned for the people who always want to see more. What I mean by that is they always saying, well, y'all need to sell the fight. Y'all need to get in each other's face and make it look like something and push each other a little bit. No, they don't need to do that because this shit get real sometimes.
get
You know what I'm
real.
saying?
Yeah,
It get real. Everybody don't know how to keep they cool. A lot of these guys are not experienced with that that up close and personal confrontation shit. They not experienced with that. So a lot of people, they don't know how to read the energy and they lose their mind. And this is what you get now. So we don't get fights if we got guys going through this type of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just wanted to